Hello and good morning. I hope your coffee is hot, your tea just right. My name is Grover, and this is Grover Reads the News. I've been battling a flu situation, so my voice sounds different today, and this update is a day later than usual, and it's a bit more sparse. Thanks for adapting with me. I hope that if this or a similar virus has swept through your family, that you all are safe and well now. Now, I have a news update for you. Would you like to hear it? If so, keep listening. If not, I'll offer again soon. And with that, let's take a look at the news together. The main update for today involves U.S. news about the executive office and government function. Over the last 5 days, the presidential administration has released a series of memos blocking federal spending that has already been planned and voted on by Congress. On Friday, a Trump memo abruptly halted services for refugees resettled in the U.S., including Afghan refugees who had to leave their country because they worked with our government in the decades-long war on Afghanistan. Services such as caseworker support or housing is afforded to refugees in their first 3 months in the United States. Refugees who have passed all legal mechanisms to take refuge in this country. A refugee advocate told CNN, quote, "We'll have refugees going homeless. It's completely unprecedented. Nothing like this has ever happened," unquote. The State Department also issued a cable Friday halting virtually all foreign assistance to programs around the globe for 90 days, pending a review. This includes a halt to PEPFAR programs, which provide HIV and AIDS antiretroviral medication to millions of people in poorer nations. The only exceptions to this freeze are emergency humanitarian assistance and military financing for Israel and Egypt. On Tuesday, a federal judge temporarily blocked a massive federal spending freeze from going into full effect, though the chaos and uncertainty in the workday between Monday night, when Trump's office released the memo, and the judge's decision early Tuesday evening, interrupted many of the programs everyday people rely on to live their lives. The Washington Post reports that states had issues accessing funds under Medicaid, even though the White House later said that the freeze wasn't supposed to be affecting any Medicaid spending. Preschool centers had a hard time getting reimbursements from the federally funded Head Start, putting some child care services at financial risk. A web portal that housing providers draw on to use money promised for government rental assistance stopped working on Tuesday, and federal health and education officials said they had to halt work in response to the mixed messages from the White House, which stalled money for some after-school programs, charter schools, and the Special Olympics, a spokesperson at the Department of Education confirmed. Finally, on Tuesday, the White House's Office of Personnel Management sent an email blast to nearly all federal employees with the subject line, quote, "fork in the road," unquote, offering federal workers the opportunity to resign before February 6th and receive full pay through September 30th. The email also said, quote, "At this time, we cannot give you full assurance regarding the certainty of your position or agency," unquote. Employees wishing to take the deal were instructed to reply to the email from their government accounts with the word "resign" and hit send. Most federal employees are represented by a union and went through a lengthy application process to get hired. This is the most sweeping effort yet by the new Trump administration to shrink the ranks of the federal workforce. Elon Musk used, quote, "fork in the road" as the subject line in an email he sent shortly after he bought Twitter in his attempts to rid the company of disloyal or unhappy staffers. A large part of that workforce was fired or quit in droves. Finally, we have nature news about electroperception. Tiny mites get around inside bird nostrils, but the nostril is not the mite's destination. According to a study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Scientists, which suggests that flower mites use electroperception to hitch a ride on hummingbirds. Douglas Main of the New York Times reports, quote, flower mites can sense the same kinds of modulated electrical fields that hummingbirds create when their wings rapidly flutter to the next flower. Moreover, these electric fields can also rapidly lift mites across a small air gap, unquote. Scientists found that mites on flowers can sense the beating of the hummingbird's wings, and then they jump inside their nostrils and go to the next flower that the hummingbirds are going to drink at. While scientists know that many aquatic species use electroperception, it's less common among land animals. Bumblebees can sense the electric fields of flowers to understand if the flower has recently been visited by other pollinators, and spiders use electroperception to move through the air to other spaces. This paper shows the first known example of a land animal using electroperception to hitch a ride on another creature. Thank you for joining me to hear the news today. May your electrosensory information help you navigate your day well today. Thanks for spreading the word about Grover Reads the News with your people. I've been seeing a number of new subscribers and podcast listeners roll in, so welcome everyone. Keep spreading the word. My kid gave me some feedback on making this show last night. Here's what she has to say.
You have a boring job.
I don't think my job is boring. I think it's great to be with you and to understand what's going on so we can check in on our people, make plans, dream a next dream. The news can be intense to face, but we don't have to do it alone. We can do it together. Until next time, be well.